page if you're just going to build a page and let it sit there. So I wanted to really focus on this. He and I spent an hour talking about this, and there's some great ideas, and maybe some of you who are out there can share. It's about what do you do after you build a page? How do you build the following? What kind of stuff do you post? What are some ideas to be time savers? That's what he's really going to focus on after we get through this initial, some of the little technical aspects of setting up your page, okay? So let's jump in, and Dave, you go.
Okay. Well, we're looking at some of the stats on Facebook, and everybody knows it's huge. My name's Dave Fahrny, by the way. You see me around here all the time, and I basically got started with the Facebook and all the social media because I knew it was the way of the future. I knew nothing about it. Tom Ferry told me you've got to get online with it, so I started going with it, and now I've created a company to hopefully help others get online, learn it, dispel some of the fears and things, and get over the hump and get going with it and make some money through that again. So.
We'll go live on a site and kind of lay out the rest of the features, and we'll go to the real live to your site, and we can talk about like the cover photo and all that if you want to when you're ready.
Okay, so
what was the original page you go to Facebook?
Facebook.com/pages, or you can go, if you have a site already, you can go into the Help Center and go in there.
Oh, I see.
That's one thing that I want to stress with people. Go into that corner up there, right-hand corner, and go into Help Center. Everything that you could ever ask is there. Yes?
If you're already on, is it personal Facebook, can you go to that Facebook and then?
Yes, you can go up in the corner of the Help Center and go into business pages, and you can go in that way to create a page. It'll lead you right through it. Yeah. Okay, so what I like to get concepts. So why do we want to use Facebook? What's the advantages to it? I had just heard a little while ago, Facebook, I don't get the value of it. Well, there is a lot of value in it. And basically, Facebook gives you marketing channels that you could not get anywhere else. That's the way I look at it. I mean, you can be out there. You can show your skill set in a way that realtors never had have this opportunity before. So you look at, if you send out 5,000 emails, that guy that you send them, whoever you send them to is going to say, you're a spammer, or what's this guy trying to sell me? Okay. Where if you're doing Facebook, and you got 5,000 fans on your Facebook page, and you're sending out puppies and you're showing shows, community events, whatever you're putting on that page, people are going, this is great. I like this, because they're learning new things about the community, new things they forgot about the community. So it just, through Facebook, you'll be getting fans, and you'll be entertaining them into a sale kind of suddenly, so you're not just pushing all the time, sell, sell, sell. You're putting good content on your site. And real estate agents, you actually become an ambassador for your community area. By doing this, you become the ambassador. People respect that you know the area and what you're doing. So that's what we start with. Okay. So how do you become the trusted ambassador in your community? Okay. Everywhere you go, you take photos and videos. Everything that when you're out there in the community constantly, you take everything you see, shows down here, hotels. I mean, in Vegas, we have so much content. It's not like we live in the Midwest and we're in a farming community. There's so much content here that we can put on constantly and just keep it, build a library of it, and have it on your computer so you can utilize it whenever you want. So just community activities, soccer games, high school football games, just the ice cream festival, the parade. I did the parade up here this year in Summerlin. It was a great video that you put out there. So as fans think about the cool places you're showing them, you become, they look at you as helping an expert in the community rather than trying to sell them something. So the ambassador and agent, if you're an ambassador of the community, you're going to be looked at as, not somebody trying to sell, but you're going to do a lot better with social media. We never try to really push that, sells itself. So, you can talk about real estate, but it's an element that you just kind of keep from time to time. You just shoot it in there. You see a good house, you can put it in there, but just don't overdo it. Just keep that kind of as a fact thing. You're not trying to really push sell, but you do have a good house, and you can put it in there and talk about it and show your expertise about the community. So, you want to take pictures of caravans, just ideas, homes, great kitchens. next question I usually get is, where do you find content? You know, this is hard. I'm going to have to look for all this stuff, and I don't really understand how I'm going to put this all together to post it. Okay, so you just become a fan of local community newspapers, realtor news publications. Facebook has some great sources. I have a guy that he's retired, and he sends me stuff every day. He just sits around and he's on the internet all day long, I guess, because I'll get 15 posts a day from him, and it's videos and I mean some really good stuff. So I save every email he sends me because I use that all as content. So that's all stuff you can use out there to you know, and just subscribe to stuff. I mean, Riz Media News, you know, all these different publications. I have one that I use here in town too. It's local events. You post local events on your site, and those people will come every week to see what's going on. I mean, how many times on Sunday have I said, I'm Susie, and I say, man, I wish I'd have known that dog thing was going on. I would have went, you know. Or if you got it posted on your site, people are coming to your site, and they're saying, I don't know, I'm going here every Friday or every Thursday, so I get ready for the weekend. I know what free events are happening around Las Vegas. So that's one of the things. You know, all the publications, What's Happening magazines, and you know, it's just building a library of stuff to post.
Okay,
Yes.
local events,
Uh-huh.
would you suggest we put it on our regular Facebook?
Well, you know, you can have this set up so when you post on your business page, it automatically posts on your other page also. You know, and I always say, you know, I'm always getting in trouble because I'm a little political and then things. There's certain things you don't want to post. I'm a big foreclosure advocate, so I'm always putting things out there. And my IT guy's going, yeah, you don't want to talk about religion. You don't want to talk about, you know, politics and all the same old stuff. You know, so I post that separate on my personal page, but you can't set it up so it goes over, you know, both places. Subscribe to articles, Yahoo Real Estate, Yahoo Homes, tips on homes. One thing I always do too is celebrity homes. People like to see celebrity homes and all the mansions. You know, they'll show Brad Pitt's home down on the beach down there in Malibu hanging over the side. All these type of things. Unusual homes. I do things like that. It's still real estate related. It kind of draws them into that venue, but you're not selling them. You're just kind of, you know, it's a kind of a segue into maybe you have a house after that to post. So Business Insider, Inman News, Riz Media, these are mostly all, you know, real estate related, but they all have some great information. So that if you want to use this to build your fan base, you know, get people come and build those fans up to your site. So these are all concepts of what you can, how you can use Facebook, not just the mechanics of it, but the concepts of it to know what to do with it. You know how to build that. And we'll get into some of the mechanics here in a little while. Few good tips on posting. Don't just post. You don't want to just post something. You want to add commentary to it. There's a box. You know, you can just type in your comment on that, and you can kind of lead off with questions and stuff, so you get responses back. And also, you comment on other people's posts because that's where the search engines pick it up. Where you're adding comments and you're adding comments and you're posting with commentary on the top. So they're looking at that, and it gives you a higher visibility. So, you know, one thing, you know, that we've learned, social media is nothing without showcasing why people should listen to you and why they want to use you as a realtor. So you become the expert in that arena, in that market. So you must show problem-solving capabilities, better perspective capabilities, and your stream of information has to be good. So you want to engage people. You want to engage them into your business. You must be insightful and give spice to people's life on Facebook to stay interesting. So don't just do the same old thing. Do exciting stuff, you know. I mean, we got so many things around here, like go down and film that where you skydive, you know, where they blow you up in the air in the sky. People, you know, it's been there forever. People forget about those things. So add things in there that people maybe forgot about or don't realize are in our community, because we have such an influx still, even of people coming into this town. They don't know all the things that are here. Red Rock, you know, Valley of Fire, Lake Mead. So many things. Community, you know, I did a tour through Desert Shores over here, and I went through it, took about 30 pictures. I put them all in a program, added a little music to it. We talked about it before, some of us. Animoto is the program. It puts them all together for you, and it makes makes a nice little video tour of that whole community over there. It's very nice. So, so you want to keep it interesting. People who are just new here, or people who have been here forever, post stuff and give them insight. And unlike any other time, the internet has given the real estate agent the ability, and we talked about this earlier, to showcase their skill set. And we never had an avenue like this before. I mean, this is tremendous. You can be out there; it's free. You know, and look at everything you can put on there about you that's going out to how many million people did we see on the front of that? There's millions of people a day. You know, so that's just some of the stuff that we can utilize to do this. So we look at, you know, so by having a dog park, the ice cream festival, singles night, 55 by showcasing great homes and bikes, showing that content is being the ambassador, showing insight. How you know the market and building value for your fans. I mean, that's all what we want to do. We want to promote that. We want to go that direction. So I say I hear a lot of agents tell me, well, you know, I just can't. I can't spend the time with it. It's too much work. Well, you know, I look at it like I can be sitting in front of my computer and I can be doing this stuff, and I have leads coming in from it. And this all relates to what we talked about earlier, Trulia and Zillow. You know, all the sites. Facebook is the other big one. You know, you got video sites, Flickr, there's new sites every day. So it all relates. My idea is to get as much material out there, showing it to people, so they're tripping over you. So they see you everywhere you go. I just got a client yesterday that saw a video on YouTube. Called me up. It's funny because you know, they actually knew some of the people she knew when we got talking. But she's, you know, so that was the first. That's the first one I've gotten off of YouTube. She saw a video I did, I believe, on the Nevada Hardest Hit Funds. And I did a 3-part series on that. I have 2 more parts to do. So you just, so it's not hard. You just create your content. When people email you, one of the easiest things is they're asking you questions. So just copy and paste that into your Facebook. And you have content right there. I mean, and that's going to be kind of the evergreen solution to, because that's going to go out there, and that's going to be on those search engines forever. Other people are going to search that and see you down the road 2-3 years from now, because those questions, they're still asking those questions. So they'll see that, and that's a tremendous source. Just simple emails. You know, you're answering people all day long. You know, all the situations we run into. You could do a little mini blog on that. Do a whole thing. You know, this is what happened. I ran into this today, and just post it up there and see what kind of comments you get. What do you think? See what feedback you get from those people. So, and then it'll be out there. I mean, I've got people that have called back off of stuff, you know, a year or so ago that I put up. Scheduling your posts. Now, this is a really neat thing that Facebook did recently, not too long ago, is they put in a right under where you post. They'll ask you to put in the date your business started, the date and the year. Once you put that in, then you're allowed to schedule your posts, which really makes it nice. So you can put in the day you want it to post, the month, the year, day, month, hour, and minute that you want it to post. So you can make posts right now for 12. That's what I suggest to everybody. Make 12 posts right now for the rest of the year. And do the holidays, man. What better time? We're in the best time of year right now to do that. We got the holidays coming up. We got Christmas, Hanukkah. We got Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving. So we could just make posts, schedule them out there, so that they'll post whenever you want them to. The New Year's Day, you'll have a New Year's post already going out to everybody automatically. So make 12 posts up, and you get that working for you automatically. So that takes some of the pressure off, because people mostly when they get into Facebook and these things, they go, you know, the pressure's on. I haven't posted in a while, and what do I post? How do I do it? Well, this is a simple way. You take that pressure off right here by doing this. Okay. So you've got, if you do 6 posts or 12 posts, or whatever, you got those now scheduled out. And you can also do it like on a Sunday afternoon. You can sit down and say, okay, I'm going to take 2 hours on Sunday. I'm going to do all my posts for the week. Schedule them right out. And we'll show you. We'll go into a site and show you how that works. It's a really neat thing. So now we get into another thing. I call it daily traffic habit. Okay, everywhere we go, we want to film We want to take video. We want to click, click, click everything. I don't care what it is. Do it. And just get into that habit. Because we're not in our houses all day. We're traveling. We're out and about. We're getting all this, when you go to dinner, lunch, dinner, and breakfast, that's an event now. Go to the dog park. That's an event. Video it. Take pictures of it. The biggest thing on Facebook are food and pets. That draws people. So all those things, and post, just post 4 pictures of it. You don't have to do it that day. When you're out and about, collect the content, and then have it downloaded in your computer. You have a library now of content. You can use it however you want. And that's the thing you want to do. And we're going to have a class on video on how to do all that. For anybody that's going, I don't know how to do a video, upload, and do it. It's real simple. We'll have a class that does that also. Go through that. So you download it, build your library. You got material, So you want to build some material up for about the next 6 to 12 months. Get it all in there, so you're not pressured by having I don't know what to do. And now you can not only use that material on Facebook, you can use it on all the other sites. So you got Flickr and YouTube. You want to create a YouTube channel. You can actually, and we'll have another class on this. You can do a YouTube site. You can make YouTube like another website for yourself with video. It's really powerful. It's fantastic. This stuff all links together and all. So some people say, well, Facebook doesn't. I don't know. I don't get it. I see all this, but it links. It matters when you link it with Zillow and Trulia and YouTube and Flickr and all the other sites. Then you've got power.
How do you link it to all?
Well, you can have all your sites, and when you're posting, you say, look, take a look at my YouTube channel and give them the address. And you're going to have stuff posted with your address on Facebook to your YouTube. Your videos are going to go to YouTube. So there's all different kind of ways you can do it. Yeah. So with that in mind, we're going to always be looking for sources of content. This has got so exciting for me because, real estate, I've done it for about 13 years now, and it's like, it's getting this opens up whole new avenues. And it's really exciting because now you can, it's a creative side that I never had with real estate. I used to make flyers and that kind of thing, but it becomes a real thing. If you start doing video and stuff and content for this, you'll be looking at things like, how do you do that? You'll be looking at other people and say, how do they do that? I want to learn how to do that because that's real impressive. And so it opens up whole new avenues for you. You want to jazz up your website, your Facebook page. We'll go into a site here, and we're going to go over and we'll create. And I did it on my video, but we couldn't go through it all again. But I showed you how to go into Zillow and Trulia, and they have free apps, free little widgets in there. Okay, you go over to the Zillow page, and they're right there. It's real simple. We'll go through it how to move them over, and you put them right on your Facebook page. Now you have community info, which is really a nice little widget. You can put your listings all right on your Facebook page. There's about 4 boxes there.
I understood that Facebook didn't allow you to do anything extra.
Well, on the business page,
That's all business page.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to be careful with that. Jan's going to talk about that too.
Okay, right.
Yeah, because you don't, on your personal page, there's some lines. I don't really see them enforcing that so much, but you never know. They change all the time, so they might they might come back to that someday and say, hey. But you put your listings on there. You can put your community info. You can have your reviews from Zillow right now, right over there on your Facebook page. So when they click on there, they look at your listings and they go, and look at the reviews this person has. Okay, there's somebody viable that's technologically, working on this stuff, and they look like they'd be a good candidate. And I'm going to interview them to be my agent. So some of the most successful people on real estate on Facebook selling real estate are people are not talking about things that matter to them. They talk about their, what matters to their sphere. They're not selling. They're not, this is for sale, this is for sale. You'll burn them out doing that. You just put it in there. You segue it in wherever you want, And you can talk about, hey, did you see those Hot and Aliente? We're featuring those homes this week. These homes sold for $300,000, and now they're selling for about $178,000. We did the rental comps. Man, this is a good buy. So have you seen the high rise down here? I mean, Martin just has some new models that came out, and they're in the high 300s, but this is a long way from where they were. So you do all these things with people, and you become the expert, and they And I put it up on YouTube. The guy saw it, and he says, I'm really looking for a high rise, so we want to talk. So it's just
What kind of camera are you using?
I use my iPhone mostly. Okay, and any Android phone will work. They take the best, and then they have editing programs for that. I use a ZI-8, a little flip cam with a wide angle lens on it. Nothing fancy, but my iPhone's great. It's great. It's really. Yeah, it depends. Like I do a walkthrough on a house for investors, and there'll be 3 to 4 minutes. I try to keep them as short as possible because it leads up a lot of space. But just little short ones. Like I've got a little introduction to social media Nevada. It's 60 seconds. It's a little thing that just you put bumpers on each end of your videos too. You want to tell them who you are and where to contact you on each end. You can do that just as a static slide, or you can make it a video too. So all those things. And we'll get into that in the video class too. Because I really like the video end of it because I think it's so much more powerful for people. But then you also with the iPhone and stuff, all these programs now animate pictures. So the picture isn't just a static picture; they're moving. They'll pan in and out automatically. So that's all powerful stuff too. So another concept that we can do is we can showcase businesses. Now, if you showcase a business on your Facebook page often enough, you're going to make them show up. You can help them or make them show up on the front page of the search engines. Okay. Then you can go to them and say, we've been really working together here, so now work with me and help me out here. And it's powerful. It's powerful. So there's so many different avenues that you can work with, and it's just real good stuff.
Good. Awesome.
So what do you think?
I love it. All right, so let's go in. Everybody get that it's a mindset, endless things to do, but I really think Dave is just a great example of everything you do. You just get in the habit, and that's why I love the smartphones. You don't need anything else other than this to just start snapping pictures and video and all of that, and then getting the other content that comes into you. Let's log into one of your sites, Dave. What I want to do is kind of go back to, we're going to go live onto a site, and we're going to point out a few things. Online, this handout that I gave out to you today is from our Facebook timeline. They were up front. I don't know if we have any more. We'll get some more. I think we do. They're probably roaming around.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jen, go ahead and take it.
They're up here at the front. This is, we're going to show a few things here, but if you need more help on how to set up your Facebook page or your timeline with all the little details, I'm going to point out a few important things right now. Go watch in the library on MyRog, go to Tech Talks and watch the Facebook timeline. This follows along with it. So Phil and I did a couple months ago a whole thing on Facebook where we talk about switching over to the timeline versus the other one. And then I want to kind of point out a few things. So as you're looking at that and we're ready to jump in, let me point out a few things here for you. So who has switched to this new look? Has anyone switched to this new look on their profile or their page? That means it has this big photo, this big cover photo. That's how you'll know. When you go to your Facebook page, does it look like this? Everyone? Okay. Some people know? Does it look like that? Yes, some of it. Yeah, but I found a few people who, believe it or not, have not switched over. I mean, I thought there was a date. So did I. Exactly. So I think it's being kind of phased in slowly, but you can always opt into it. I frankly like this a lot better for your profile or for your page. Just go to Facebook.com first, and then maybe you have to log in so you can see. Because we need to actually log in so that we can play around as an admin. Mm-hmm. So look at some of the details that are up here for a second. Couple things. Let me just talk. Dave and I had this philosophical discussion, and he and I agreed, and so did Phil and I agree. Here's the challenge that we have with Facebook. Most people build pages and you don't really get much activity on your page. So we're talking about pages, but how do you get all these fans? I think most of us use their profile. How many people are really using their profile more than their page, meaning your personal profile? So what's the difference? Profile equals friends. Pages equals likes. Very important differentiation there because you choose who you friend. If somebody wants to be your friend on your Facebook profile, you have to accept them. If you build a public page and they like you by hitting the like button, all you can do is go in the back end and maybe block them from posting on your wall, or you can, that's all you can do. Anybody can be your fan or your like you, but if you want privacy, you do it all on your profile. I mean, if you want to keep it personal, who befriends you, you choose that, and you can also unfriend people. Here becomes a bit of the challenge. Facebook has a term of service that says businesses can't do business on their profile. They could shut you down. In the past, they have shut down realtors who have used their profile, and they're always constantly promoting. So I think if you follow Dave's ideas and use your profile to communicate not only with your friends, family, clients, if you so choose, you can sometimes move them over to your page from your profile. That's another thing. But you've got to just make a decision. It's a personal decision on what you're going to do with your profile versus your page. Some people like to just keep it separate. I don't want to have any business on my profile. That's for my friends and family. And so you can choose to do it that way. I have like 1,400 friends, but it's because I friend I don't even know who they are. They're friending me, and I'm saying okay because I'm using it. But I was a choice because when I was really branding myself as a real estate coach, so I want realtors all over the place, and being here is as a recruiting tool. So I'm talking on my profile and pasting some personal things or pictures or this or that, but I'm also posting up information. My blog posts go to my profile. I have maybe a couple hundred fans on a couple of my pages, but I don't really use that. Do you agree, Dave? That's kind of what you're doing too?
Yes.
You're using sort of both, but you're blending. It's personal choice. You're blending your personal life with your voice kind of shows up on your profile, but you're interspersing it with business. Okay.
We don't talk politics or religion.
Exactly. All right. So let's point out a few things up here that are kind of important. One of the ways you know you're on someone's profile versus page is up here. If you haven't liked them, you're either going to see friend or like. That's how you're going to know the big difference. Another differentiator is over here. It pulls, if it's your profile, it pulls from your the information you fill out, like where you're from, if you're married. It pulls that first 4 lines of text or so forth that you filled out. Same here. You see how this looks like a business address? One of the things that you can do differently in here is you can come in and use this block. Instead of pulling that information, you can use that block for your call to action. So do you see what I talked about here on the handout? Because it actually has a good call to action on it. But that's also where you can put a little statement and have your phone number, and that's the only place that you can do it. You can't do it in here. This cover photo, people go out and get photos done and Photoshop it and have your website. None of that. That's against the terms of service. This is supposed to be just some type of a photo. This is your profile photo or your logo. And people get creative with this. Have you seen any of the cool images where somebody's like looking back and reaching their hand up in this photo and another hand's coming down in this photo? And there's some creative stuff out there that you can do between those 2 photos. All right? Dave was talking about these 4 blocks. This is where Facebook has become a bit of a website, in my opinion. So here you have cover photos, call to action, and then these are what's called apps. And you can fix them. What goes there? Can you just do the drop down? So right now Dave's going to show you a little bit on these apps. But when he was talking about the Zillow app or the Trulia app, you basically can go to Facebook apps, or you'll find things, and you basically allow them to get onto your Facebook. Have you ever, everybody's got apps. I mean, who's been out there playing Farmville and all? Those are all apps, okay? Those are applications. Yes? I hate Farmville. Do not invite me to Farmville. Yes?
We want to invite you to.
Security key for wireless in here? I forget. The front desk has it. It's some crazy. Yeah, somebody might have it. It's like a weird combination of letters. But you basically can move these up and hold on, let me know how to do that. Write it down for me. Under here, under edit, you have an ability to swap out.
So you can move them right.
So you can move the ones so that the 4 that are visible up here are sort of like 4 call to actions. It could be, first of all, photos is fixed. You can't move that. That comes with the package. It's always there. It's a built-in thing for the Facebook page. But the other 3 are you can move.
So there's one there, listings. Now this I like. This is great because on your Facebook page, all your listings are there. So when you go in, it's got a nice map that shows where all your listings are. It zooms. Okay. And there's all your listings. So somebody's on your Facebook page, they want to look. They can look at your listings.
And that's using the Zillow application. There's a lot of applications that are out there. Realtor.com has some apps. Trulia has some apps. There are also apps that you can get, that you can frame, if you will, and embed your IDX search into one of those tabs. So that's where your page, so on your wall is all this interaction with the stuff Dave's been talking about. Not just real estate, all this community and whatever it is you're passionate about, whatever it is that you're trying to get out there. But meanwhile, there's all these tabs that are up here that says go search for listings or contact me or my testimonials and all of that. Yeah.
So we used to be able to have real fancy web pages, but it's just some of the photos that are in there that you can have. You switch out your photos often. There's a pretty bad master bathroom we saw.
All right, so let me point out a few other things on the timeline here just to show you. So here's the thing for those of you that are not real clear about this timeline thing. And it is the way your pages are set up. There's not an alternative way. This is the way all the pages look. When you go to fill out all that information in the beginning, let's switch to your profile for a second. So if you haven't already, or even if you didn't realize it, you've been maybe switched over to this profile. Your profile looks like this now. This timeline is really called the timeline because it really is a chronological timeline of the postings and the events that you have on your Facebook page. So back when you first, who's been on Facebook a couple years? Yeah? So you remember when you filled it out, it doesn't matter how long you've been on there, you put in things like your birthday, other events. And so what it did was it pulled all of that and it started your timeline of the date you started your page. For your personal profile, it's going to have your birth date. So way down at the bottom of this is the day you were born. So you're able to create new events. This is really important if you haven't done it, because if you don't like some of the things that are been posted on Facebook, you have an opportunity to go in here and delete them and hide them. Because before, it was difficult and tedious for someone to go back through hundreds of posts to get back to something you did 2 years ago. Well, here's how easy it is to do now. They can come in and go, well, let's see what Dave posted in 2010. And I can go there and it takes me right there to the timeline. So it basically puts it all on this timeline, a chronological event of your life, okay? Now, when you're here, you have, this is the status bar, right, that Dave was talking about earlier. You have status, photos, and videos, and then you have this event milestone. A lot of people aren't aware of this. This is where you can add an event. Like, let's say you were having an open house. That's something that you could actually do.
Yeah, those are good.
Milestone or a question. A milestone really ties back is, let's say you try to fill in the events of your timeline, and you can come in and choose different things that it shows a little different on your personal one. It's going to say maybe a class that you took, or you graduated, or you earned a degree, or you took a CRS course, or whatever. Join the company. Those can all become events, and then they show up in your timeline wherever you put them. A couple other cool things about this is that, let's say that this is a great example. He's posting something from Housing Wire, right?
Interest rates are going up.
All right, exactly. So let's say that you wanted to post this, you wanted to promote this post a little bit better. One of the things that you can do in your page is you can pin it to the top. You can only do this on a business page. So let's say you had something that you wanted, an open house is another great example. So let's say you wanted people to know about an open house or an event that you were having. You could post it and it will stay up for 7 days on the top of your timeline. So no matter what else you post, that thing you pin to the top stays up here. And it'll show a little marker that's pinned. You can unpin it if you want to as well. Okay? So it's kind of a neat thing. You can change the location, that type of thing as well. The other thing that you can do is you can highlight it, making it go across both tabs. So that one's been pinned. So here. I can highlight it, and what it's going to do is take it and it should move it. It should make it wider. Why is it not doing that? It works like that on your profile too. So if it's really important, it'll go across these two blocks. It's one of the things that you can do as well. All right. So everything that you are, here's all the stuff that's posted is easier to see. So this part's easy. Everybody gets this, right? This part of working on your timeline. It's just a matter of going in and adding it. Now, here is the scheduler. This is powerful. This is something that I just maybe heard about, and I totally forgot about this, and Dave showed this to me. This, to me, is huge. This is a time saver. So let's say you're having all this content coming in for you daily, or you maybe do this weekly. Maybe you can overpost, by the way. I think you can almost post too much information. So all the people I follow 5 seems to be a magic number. So if you follow Chris Smith, anybody follow Chris Smith at Inman News? He does a lot of great stuff on social media. I really like what he has to say, and he has this 5-5-5 concept. So what it says with Facebook is 5 times a day you post something on your status on your wall. Well, let's say it's in the morning. You have all this information coming in from your various sources. You could come in, take literally 15 minutes, hit the status information, upload a photo, and then schedule it for so it goes throughout the day. And right now, a couple hours from now, at noon, and so on. You're done. 5 a day. But if you had content coming in, instead of having to stop and go, ooh, I should paste that to Facebook, there's 2 ways to think of it. You can post it immediately as it's happening live, or you could get a little bit, and if 5's too much, do 3. Just choose what you want, but the idea is, instead of, like, this is the mistake I was making, I decided to work Sundays on my Facebook, and I'll just post all this stuff immediately. Well, that's crazy. It's like one thing after another. I'm going to start scheduling it. So I'm on a Sunday, I'm going to schedule it out maybe once a day. There I go. At least I have 1 post going up for the rest of the week. That's at least a start. Yes?
You don't think that when they post too many things, it become annoying? Because, I got some people on Facebook with them. I'm saying, they post like 2-3 times a day. And it's getting annoying.
I think it depends on what the content is. I agree with you. If it's something that you don't find entertaining or useful, I would agree. So maybe 5's too much. But 5's too much if you do it all right away. That's the mistake I was making.
Some people get mad because when they post over and over like that, it drives your post down.
Right.
So that's another.
That's part of it. But what I'm trying to say there, we got email, we got Twitter, we got blog, we got. At the end, we start having.
I stopped having Facebook alerts come to me via email because it was too much. So that's how I shut it off, and I choose to go to Facebook and look at it. So I think it's your choice. I agree with you. But if you've got interesting content, then maybe 3 to 5 times a day is okay as long as it's spread out. The other thing is, besides 5 posts, it's interacting with people. So the 5-5-5 goes 5 status updates of intriguing content, 5 interactions, going to other people's posts and commenting and liking things and getting them to interact with you. That's what's powerful about Facebook, not just posting stuff. It's interacting with people. And the other 5 would be, his 5 is reaching out via the email and Facebook. I don't 100% agree with that because I don't like getting all those emails, to your point, right? But that's, some people like getting their Facebook email. So it might be a way you find reaching out and doing a quick email to someone via Facebook might be another connection that you could make. So adjust that as you want, but the idea here is you've got to engage. Now, if you didn't know it, one of the things that you can do when you're up here is, I want to see if I can log in, if I can get into your thing. When you log into your profile, you'll be able to see all your pages. You can post as a page, if that makes sense to you. So I log into my Facebook account, my Jan O'Brien Facebook account. And there's a drop down that's up here when you're logged in. You're in your account, right? Here we go. So you see where it says right here, use Facebook as Susie or Mary Kay? All your pages will show up underneath your account. And what you can do is, while you're interacting, this is very important, while you're out there finding groups to join or finding a nice page to like that is about real estate or people that are interested in investing, for example, you don't post as your personal profile, you post as your page. So now when you make a comment or you write on someone's wall, the link back is to your page, not to your profile. That's really a cool feature. So that's the insider business tactic. If you're trying to really focus on your page and drive traffic to it, log into your account and post as your page, not as your profile. Okay? And then all the time you're doing that, you're promoting whichever page you want to promote. Okay? So how do we get these apps in here?
We have to go to Zillow.
If you're wanting to use a Zillow or wherever it is.
Yeah, wherever it is. And Zillow, you basically just go in there to Zillow and you look under, right on your profile page, you'll go over to widgets and apps. You click on it, it brings it up. You click on the tab, brings it right over to it'll ask you if you want to continue as whatever your site name is, page name is, and you bring it over and puts it right on your page. It's so simple, it's unbelievable.
If you're going to, you'd be surprised at how many Facebook apps there are. Is anybody using Top Producer or Market Snapshot? I see you guys are. They have an app for Facebook. So a lot of the things you're already potentially using have an application for Facebook, so their content can display on your site.
Got a question for you. On the big banner that you put up on the top
Great question, and that's it. It's very specific. I put the specifications of the size of pixels it can be, but it can't be a video, it can't be promotional. It has to be just a cool photo. Now, there are some cool applications, by the way, that you can get that do mosaics. I've seen some really cool cover photos. There's some cool applications that are free that takes your photos and creates a mosaic up here that you can do. So it's displaying all kinds of photos, but you can't put any promotional stuff there or here, really. Okay.
But you can put a video on one of these.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an app.
So, that's good.
I have a question. What if your Zillow account and your Facebook account have two different emails?
I don't think it has to do with the email. I really don't. I mean, it's about going to Zillow and getting the app and then just activating the app on Facebook. And what happens is when you're on the Zillow page, it's going to say, click here to use the app, and then it's going to take you to your Facebook page, make you log in, and then say it's okay for Zillow to go to my Facebook. That's generally, you're giving permission to Zillow to access your Facebook page so the app will show up over there for you to actually put it here.
How do you know it won't use your personal instead of the business page?
Well, because you're choosing where it goes. You're choosing to activate the application and put it on your site.
And I don't think it'll put it on your personal page anyway.
Yeah, it can't in that case.
Or we can put the Zillow on my business page.
As long as well, you'll go to your business page and you'll make sure the app is. You can also delete the app if you didn't like it, if you didn't choose it. You activate it while you're in there.
Just real quick on when you schedule your posts, you just go into where you're going to make your post, go down to the corner, and it'll ask you initially what year. This is basically when did you start your page. So it'll ask you that, and we'll say March, and then you can add the day. This is actually already in there, so it'll ask you that first. But after you answer those, it'll go ahead and let you post down to the minute when you can schedule your posts out for the year or for the next couple of months. So it's introducing it to you.
Can you schedule posts on your profile? Have you noticed that, or is it just on the page?
Just on here.
Oh, that would have been great if it was on your profile.
So you can, so you go out and do that. So that's a real nice feature to be able, like I said before, take the pressure off and be able to just have that content all ready to go and ready to post.
It's a lot more user-friendly than one.
I think it is.
Somebody was asking me.
A lot of people didn't like it at first, but I like it. I think it's more visual. It's easier to navigate around.
Scheduling it.
It is. And you can also remove, under edit, you could hide the post, you could remove it. So it's easy to, get rid of stuff if you don't like it.
There's all kinds of things. One of the things I like to stress to people is use that button right there.
Exactly.
Wow. There's so much stuff in this help center. It's unbelievable. And I just really discovered this, and I was like, wow. There's anything you could ever want to ask in there, and if it's not in there, type it up at the top, and it'll give you a whole queue of answers on. It's like Googling something, for something for Facebook in there. So it's a tremendous.
And this handout that I had done for that class really walks you through and gives you the links. When you download it, it's PDF, so you can click to the links. It walks you through how to put an app in, how to move it to the top. Some of the things we've been highlighting here. It walks you through the features that are in the timeline so that you can get used to it. The best thing to do is go do it. The absolute best thing to do is just get in there. You can't really mess it up. Get in there and play with it, and then you learn, and then you can see. And when it's all set up, it's good to go. Every once in a while, you might change out your cover photo, right?
Very simple.
Yep. Go ahead.
You just go right here.
Exactly.
You just do that, and you can go in there, and it'll
Just have to have your photo ready.
bring it up again, and you can change your cover photo. Same with your profile picture or your logo.
Right.
So it's very, very easy to change. Once you click on that, it'll bring it up. Put your photo in, it'll lead you right through it. It's just uploading a photo.
So here's where the branding can take place. If you have a personal website, this could be an image that looks like your personal website up here. So somebody goes to your Facebook page, goes to your website, goes to anything else, everything looks the same. And here, you can almost make these applications also sort of click back to your website by using the right apps. So that's the idea behind this, but honestly, folks, I guess the best thing that you can say is if you aren't going to get involved in actually post things on Facebook, it's a huge waste of time. It's a time suck, right? Don't have time for it. Now, why do we think it works? Because that's pretty much every one of your clients is on Facebook.
It's
I'm
worked
pretty
for-
much
it's
thinking
worked for
they
me.
are, right?
That was just posted by.
I did 12 deals off of the internet and did about $50,000 in business so far in about 13 months. So, and I've got 5 more working. So I mean, it works. I'd rather be doing this than driving around out there knocking on doors, and we've done that. But yes.
Quick question. With the URL, I noticed that before I realized that once you change it once,
Yes.
stuck.
You
Am I
are stuck with
You're
it.
stuck with it. Do a new
You
one.
are.
Just do another one.
You have to start. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
It's a great question. Let's check something really quick. Where's your new? Go to your. Is this your new one you created? Because it's going to go to 25 likes. What's the name of the one you created? I might not be able to pull it up. I want to show everybody where the username is for your personal profile or what. If it won't come up, then I want you to go to facebook.com usernames. Beautiful. So you didn't have to do it. All right.
That's one I just made setting up the video.
Wow.
And that's Maravilla looking towards the mountains, so that's what I put in as my picture.
And you don't have 25 likes yet, right?
No, they gave me my name.
All right.
So I think that's gone away. You know what I tell people with Facebook is, when we start running and we start working out, or we don't run 25 miles in the first day. We run a half a mile, and then we run a mile. So look at it, think of it that way. Just do a little bit, and then do a little bit more. Get your page set up.
My brain is.
Then just add some posts in there.
So make a note real quick, guys. For those of you that still have a weird profile name, like if you don't have facebook.com/Jan O'Brien, if that's your name. I'm Jan.O'Brien. I made a silly mistake in the beginning and let the dot be in there. I don't know why. But here's where you go. You log into your Facebook account and you go to facebook.com username. I did. I had to go back so I could see it. So we switch back to the profile, to your main account, and then what it does is it accesses your business pages. And so you can come in and go to your pages, and that's where you go to check to see if the username's available. Okay?
Yeah.
So you go create a page, and you got to go see if it's available, and then, but to your point, as soon as you go, it'll come up and say, Jan.O'Brien's available, and as soon as you choose that, you cannot change it. So but you want a username. You don't. If you don't do this, but they've changed the business page to be pretty much what you're typing in.
Right.
That's exactly what's happened. But you have an opportunity, even if you didn't like that, I think, because I've done it once, to come over here and set the username.
I think I changed my business name once.
That's all. Yep.
Oh, you can do it once.
What about something like I got?
Yeah, I did once.
What about something like I got in Las Vegas real estate by Jimmy Malsana?
Type it in. See if it's-
Yeah, I mean I got a page like that.
But here's the thing. You want to tell people, go to my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/. That's where you want to make it easy.
And it has to be what your page name is.
You can. This is where you change it. That's what I'm trying to say. You can come in here once and shorten it up, make it
I
your
didn't know you
name,
could do that.
and it's username. You go to facebook.com username, but you should do it for your profile as well. Some people have a weird profile with their name and 8 digits. That's not a vanity URL.
Yeah.
You want it to be, for the purposes of the seminar we did on You're Being Googled, the power of your profile should be your name. People will find you. And then you can decide if you want to friend them or not. So there is some benefit to potentially having a page that's your name. Jan O'Brien Real Estate. Jan O'Brien Las Vegas
Keywords.
Real Estate or something. But
Keywords
not
for
too
search
long
engines.
because people aren't going to remember it all.
Is it backslash username or just?
Yeah, forward slash. Forward slash.
You have a name like Renaccio.
What's your first name? Ruth. Ruth. But what about using Ruth with Las Vegas Real Estate, or your whatever area you work in? That might be. What is your website? Do you have a website right now? Address, username. Did you get a domain name?
Ruth Sells Las Vegas.
All right, but that's facebook.com. Ruth Sells Las Vegas. That would be cool. Okay, that would be very cool.
What if does it set it up for you? Because it looks like mine's already set up.
It might be that. Is it got a weird name and all that in it?
Well, yes, facebook.com/linda.j.brown.73.
Exactly. So now what you do is erase that and type in what you want and see if it's available. Hit check availability. That's exactly what I want you to do. Thank you for doing that.
Or put that on your card.
That's what I mean.
I can't. I look like my brain is small.
Pick the crazy thing for you.
Oh my God.
How did you get that?
I have no idea. And now it's got
What it
personal
did was it took what you did. And until you go create a username vanity profile, it
But
does
then
it
it's got all
default.
personal pictures on there.
This is probably your profile. That's probably your real, the people where you friend, right? Let me look at it with you.
I have lots of friends. I don't even really
All right, so questions, you guys? I mean, here's the big thing. Decide if you're going to use your profile and a page. You know, if you're going to use a profile, here's the deal. People, you have to accept the friend. You have to friend your clients. Do you want your clients seeing everything? Now, there are things you can do if you're going to post on your profile that you can not let your clients see. You can put people in lists, and now you're getting into some complications of remembering to do that. And if you're really a hardcore Facebook user, you can put everybody in groups and only post to the group. Only the people on that list can see it. There's privacy settings that you can choose.
Jan, can I ask you a question
Yeah.
about, if you're already on personal Facebook, right?
Right.
Now you're gonna set up your business one. Is there a way that you could send this business one to all your friends over there?
Yeah, you know what? That's an awesome question. So after you set your Facebook page up, you go into and you promote. It walks you through it actually.
Okay.
As you set the page up, it says, "Hey, do you want to invite everybody that's on your friends list to your page?" And so you can do it all at once. You could do it as a little bit. You could then send a group email out to your profile saying, "Hey, please go like my page. Go visit my new real estate page." So that's how you can get people to start liking you. And then there's a whole other strategy about likes. You know, if you're going to try to build following on your pages, you have to go offline and online. So in your email, signature block, and all of your marketing materials, you would want to have, you know, follow me on Facebook or like me on Facebook or visit my Facebook page, and they would come to your page, not your profile, where they just like you. That would be how you would build a following. Continue to do things that will drive people to there, right? So that's a great question. You can push it out to everybody that you're friends with to get them to go over to your page. All right. What other questions you guys have?
Do they simplify the posting? Because, you know, everybody can post on a wall, but unless you put a restriction on it, right? I understand that.
That's correct.
And, you know, you want to watch when people are posting on
Yes.
your wall, because I had one of my friends where somebody posts something totally
Inappropriate.
disrupting. And by the time she removed it, Facebook called because
Wow.
they stole her account, and basically they stole her password, and it
Wow.
was pretty disruptive.
Really?
Yeah. So I learned that. But what I'm trying to say is somebody can post on your wall, not anything that can let them do it. So how do you handle that? Because now you got to read everything that people want to post on your wall, or do you let them? Well, what's the way you handle that?
If you are, well, you have to kind of be vigilant to seeing what's going up there, and then you can block somebody or unfriend them if they're on your profile, right?
So you let them do it first,
Right.
and then if they start doing something.
Because here's the problem: if you end up if you have a page where nobody can post, that defeats the whole purpose of the interaction.
That's what I thought.
So but you have settings in there, and your privacy settings will allow. Now, a couple things you can do is you can restrict uploads of photos and that type of thing until you approve it. That's something that is a setting for your page. The page says that can fans post photos and all that. You see there's settings in there, so you can go look at the setting, go to your page, look to the admin, and you'll be able to see privacy settings, and just read through it. And you might play with that a little bit and see. But I would recommend letting people post stuff.
Yeah.
Comments.
Otherwise,
What's the point, right?
So you can't pre-approve like text, you can't do that.
Well, no, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can do that. You could restrict anybody from commenting, but then I think it sort of defeats the purpose of having an interactive social media page, right?
So,
I'm trying to go into Zillow, and I can't get in there.
I can log in mine. I just want to go to the widgets.
Yeah.
Any other questions? The tricky part probably is making sure you figure out how to use these apps. It's not tricky, it's just deciding. There are a lot of things out there, maybe going and looking for how do you bring in some of the content that's about real estate so it's in those apps front and center. There's another thing that Dave, is the Facebook page still up? I was going to say, you can actually change it. You may not know this, Dave. You know where your Zillow apps are? You can change what that icon looks like. If you wanted to put a cooler icon right here, yeah, let me show you real quick. Go into your apps for a second. Go into all the apps. I'll just show you something. I learned this, and it's really cool because I saw somebody with branded buttons that look like their website.
So into the app.
No, I'm sorry. Go to the apps. Go back to the drop down where the apps are, so we can edit the apps. Your front page of your deal. So you could spruce up your. Let's click onto that. So So let's go back to where those apps are and then do the drop down. This is really fun because I played with this. Here's the app, sorry. All right, now let's just go to the Zillow app when you're in there. One of the Zillow apps, and we'll edit it. I'll show you something that you can do. You have the ability in this edit function to change the image that shows up. And it is, you can upload a different icon. Yes. And that, yeah, let me see right where it is. Edit settings. It's in edit settings. And what you can change this is the tab name. It's not that. I'll have to look for it here. I know it's in here. This is so cool because I've seen it. I wanted to know how, this is to your point. I discover how to do things because I see it and then I go figure out how they do it. That's how I learn too. These are the available apps. Find where it is because there is a way to change.
Yeah, I'd rather do much like a Zillow.
Does it make it look like it's a pillow? Is that what it does? Or
No, what you can do is, see, this is just pulling in their, whatever they have as their cover of their app. But I just know that there's a way. I'm going to have to go, I apologize, I thought it was right there. But you know what, here's the deal. This wasn't available when I did the Facebook webinar. It could be that Facebook changed it already.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, that's what happens with
They
it.
do a lot of changes.
So I'll find that out. All right, so what we'll do is we'll send an email out with the link to the video that Dave did, Dave's contact information, because he's got a separate deal here in a company that can help you. If you guys need help with doing this, contact Dave. He'll help you sit down and put a program together that for social media that you could hire Dave to help you.
What I've done is I've partnered with a company that's been around since 1994. They have done a lot of cutting edge websites, SEO, search engine optimization, and social media content. I mean, their stuff is unbelievable, and we can do individual. What we do is we sit down with the project manager and we see what your needs are. We can do from individuals to major brokerages and any company. We're not limited to real estate. We do specialize a lot in real estate and mortgage brokerages, but we do any business. And what we do is make their phone ring through social media.
What page is
So,
social media?
Social Media Nevada is my site. Social Media Nevada at
What's
social media.
What
the
page
service
is
per
it?
month? Is it depend?
Well, it depends on what we're looking at doing. So we just sit down with the project manager, and he's the expert. Okay. He's been doing it for 20-something years.
Price range, more or less.
Well, anything, we've got stuff from, $99 to, some brokerages pay,
One time?
$3,000 or $4,000 a month, but they make a lot of money. And for some of the bigger accounts, we have performance guarantees, and we do that on a case-by-case basis.
So it's worth sitting down to find out. I did find where the image was, by the way. So you click on the Edit tab, go to Edit Settings. It was right there in front of us. It says Change Image. So custom tab image, change, so you get rid of the BS one that they give you, and you could create a little image. How do you get to that edit? By hitting the edit, hitting the little pen button. Every one of these has an edit. See that?
You can just do a picture. Yeah, or you can look at icons. You can Google icons.
Or really what you do is you brand it. So if you have a custom look for your